Hey there, let's do CSS Battle. The daily challenge for today is, it's a big triangle with a stripe. What are all the ways we can do this? We could do this with a conic gradient going down and then a linear gradient. We could do this with an object, with an element with a clip path and then with a linear gradient. We could do two objects with differing clip paths, or with conic gradients at different origins. So many different ways to do it. So what's the simplest? What's the absolute minimum? I kind of like, today we'll do an object, or maybe we'll do both. Let's do both. Okay, so what do we got? So here's the part that we like is setting our colors, and we want to make this only as tall as it needs to be. And we need to put this 30, 33, 35, 36, 7, 38. It can be tricky, so I think 37, but it could be 36. A little tricky to see. 1, 2, 3, 31, 29. Okay, so 229 tall, we think. And then the margins, 7, 8, 2, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. That's poking out for sure. 86, I think, does it. So let's try clip path. And that's a polygon. And it's just got 3 points. At the top, 50%, 0. The right-hand side is 100%, 100%, 100. And then 0, 100%. Pow. Ooh, so look at those edges. See those edges? That's the tricky part. So some of these numbers are wrong. So if we inset a little bit more, is that worse? 6, 7? It's a little better. 84. 85. Okay, and then what if this number is different? 6, 5. That's not bad. So 35, 85, and those would be numbers with 5s in them, and so maybe that's slightly more realistic. 39, 230. So 230 tall. And then it's a matter of the linear gradient. And that's going to be the red, then a transparent, and then the red again. And you got to get those numbers correct. So this is what we've got. Clip path, polygon, triangle, and then height. So let's say, what is that? 30% tall, 0, and then 60%. And 0. Are those numbers correct? How about 58? 57? 58? 59? How about 200 pixels? No, 100 pixels. We're just trying numbers. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5. Oof. 30, how about 40, 41? That's pretty good. If we get 100%, I'll be surprised. It looks like we've got a little bit of overlay. I would like to get to 100%. That is 99.9% match. So now we get a little goofy. 4.5. Is that any better? We have those edges, right? That's a little rough on the number. It's at 99.9. Yeah. So well, that's the limitations of that. Now, as you do the diff, you can't see that diff, but there is a difference according to the CSS Battle server. So we respect that. Okay. So that's one way, and you'll note that it saves your solutions, but it only really wants to show you the 100% solutions, because that's the best. Like that gets you over 600 points, and that's a proper match. All right. So one thing I noticed is that it's slightly different on this side than the other. So what if we change those numbers? So we say 35, 85, 0, 84, 85, 86, 85.5. These are the kind of trickeries that you do to try to get a good score. Is that it? 99.9%. All right. Time to make a decision, cut bait. All right, let's do it the first way I said. So that's the element way, and it's just a little bit tricky to get those numbers correct. The other thing we could do is, instead of this, do the percentages, do pixel values, which might help, but might not. All right, so let's clobber our element. No more styles. And now we get to just do linear gradients, and I'll do it as 3 gradients, 3 linear gradients. So our linear gradient of what, 30 degrees, and we'll do black, and just to start with, we'll do that. Okay, so the numbers are 100 pixels, and then 0. That angle's wrong, of course. So let's change those angles. 40, 50, 60, 60, 70, 65. Is that the angle? And then a little bit more amplitude. 2, 3. All right, so see how that's aligning? We would like to align that perfectly. 4, 3, 4. Okay. We've gone too far, so 298. Just not quite in alignment. 0.5. 63.5. That looks right to me. 7. All right, so we get those swapped. All right, so the next one is going to be the opposite. So it'll be negative. And rather than the red, it'll be transparent. All right, ugh, still kind of ugly. I think this is, so all the ones I've done on YouTube so far, I've gotten to 100%. I might not get to 100% here in a reasonable amount of time. There's more noodling to be done, possibly. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. If people say that. I don't know, maybe old people say that. And we want a blue stripe. And then transparent. And then another blue stripe. And I think these numbers are all wrong. But you knew that. All right, so 250, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. All right. That's the shape, all right. 3 linear gradients on the background. We don't need that paragraph element anymore. Let's see if we get 100%. Do we have it? 99.9%. Oh, so close. All right, so let's play with these numbers a little bit. So interesting. It's a little worse at the top if I do those numbers. So one thing that you can do is set an angle, and 63.5 degrees. And let's do a calc of, and really this is all about getting these numbers such that they work. And because these are kind of the same value, if I make a change, like if I change this to 60, I can see both changes occur. And then what if we change that? We do that number as a bar as well. And what is that, an X value? It's not really an X value, but we're going to use X just because that's also algebraically the unknown. So we do on both sides. Five, 6, 7. So terrible number, 63.4 degrees and 297.4 pixels. Does that get us 100%? Might. It just might. It has a feeling that it will. Yeah, so those are weird numbers, right? That gives a code smell, right? What we call code smell. Like, these are not great numbers, but it's hard to argue with the fact that it is working. So we got to 100%. We're happy with that. The numbers are not the prettiest. We're not happy with that. And I'm replacing this calc with the number, deg, and this is a minus version of it. Minus, deg, and that is the solution. Now, because those are completely uneven numbers, they won't minify, they won't unit replace, unfortunately. But it's still pretty terse code, and once I minify it, it's going to be, it's a little bit better of a score. Not my favorite thing, but we got it done. All right. Thanks for watching.